Welcome back to the NFL Draft Bible Player Spotlight Show. I am your host, Chris Shanafelt, bringing you the names that you need to know first since 2002. Visit NFLDraftBible.com, and we are now joined by 2018 NFL Draft prospect, another cornerback out of Middle Tennessee State University. The other day we had Travarius Ward on, and now it is a pleasure to welcome on cornerback Mike Minter Jr. Onto the show. And Mike, we really appreciate you taking some time to chat this evening. How's everything going as we are now, less than 3 weeks away from the start of the 2018 NFL Draft?
Everything's going good. God will bless me. He's going to continue to bless me like he's always doing. So, I can't complain. Just wake up every day, just continue to grind, just handle the things I can handle.
Absolutely. And, Mike, I know you recently you had the privilege of attending the Atlanta Falcons local workout day where they invite local prospects in to work out for them, and they kind of get the first look at local prospects from the Atlanta, Georgia area, and you had the prospect of being there with the Falcons and working out for them. We'll start off there. What was that opportunity like to work out for your hometown team, a team I got to think you grew up rooting for?
Yeah, it was something so, surreal because, like I just said, I have grew up being an Atlanta Falcons fan growing up in the inner city of Atlanta, even before Vic. A lot of people don't know who Chris Chandler are, A lot of people don't know their name because they know Vic, but I actually grew up in Atlanta, been an Atlanta fan before Vic, So, just to go out there and to be in the same vicinity that those fans once even laid their foot on, that was an honor, man. Just going out there, just being able to show the coaches what I can do, especially in front of my, where I'm from, the heart city of Atlanta. So it was an honor. I couldn't believe it. There was one moment that had me blown away out of this whole process.
Yeah, being myself growing up, I grew up in Chicago, grew up a diehard Bears fan, and that's something I couldn't even imagine in working out at the Bears facility. So for you, I gotta think, I know that you're kind of working. This is the biggest job interview of your life, but I kind of think you kind of took it in, and you're kind of like, man, this is almost a dream come true. Obviously, you're not all the way there yet, but getting that little bit of taste, being able to work out in front of or for the Atlanta Falcons in their facility, I gotta think it made you even that more hungry, I guess, if that's even possible.
Nah, yes, it did. It just let me know that anything that I put my mind to, I could do it. It's always been a dream for me to be in the NFL. I always dreamed as a young boy when I was real young, and just for me to just even be able to just go out there and just showcase myself in front of the Atlanta Falcons head coach can let me know that anything that I want to do, if I just can stay dedicated and work hard and stay patient to it, that anything can happen that I want to.
Looking at your time at Middle Tennessee State, Mike, you've been a starter for this team at cornerback since your sophomore year. You got 3 years of solid film, impressive tape, and obviously a lot of plays being made throughout those years. Just looking back at your time at MTSU, playing for the Blue Raiders, how would you describe your overall experience over the past few years at MTSU, and how would you like to be remembered by fans and alumni?
Well, just over the years, MT helped me become the man I am today. Because once I first came to college, I wasn't a man yet. I was, still a little boy. I was a young man, I'd rather say. I was 18 years old, fresh out of high school. I didn't think the same. I wasn't mature as I was then as I am now. So, Middle Tennessee really just helped me just learn the real world and to see how it is. It helped mature me. It helped mold me into the man I am now. And for the people around me, well, the people at Middle Tennessee, I just always been the type guy. I have a good personality. I could connect to people real well. So, a lot of people around there, I speak to them every day. I hold good relationships with them and all. So, the people there, I just want them to just think of me and know me as being a good dude, not someone that's always negative or down, just someone who always got a smile on their face, who always speak, just doing something positive.
No doubt, and you made a lot of plays throughout your career on the defensive side of the ball at cornerback, Mike, including, I believe, 4 interceptions, a couple forced fumbles, a ton of pass breakups, whenever the ball's thrown your way, you could bet on Mike Minter Jr. making the play on the ball. But talk about the other aspects you bring, maybe on special teams. I know coming out of high school, again, your specialty was playing defense, but you also are capable of making plays on special teams. And dating back to your high school days, I know you made some plays on the offensive side of the ball as well, at receiver. Just talk about the different aspects that you bring to a football team as well. Not only being able to play defensive back, but the importance and the impact you're able to have on special teams as well.
Well, really, I feel like I'm just a football player. I feel like I can play defense, offense, special team, anything the coach wants me to do. Anything the team needs me to do. They need me to go in here. They need me to be a gunner to run downfield and help the team, or to hold down punch inside the 10. Like, I mean, I could get down there to do that for them just because I know I'm fast. So I know I'll be one of the first ones down the field all the time. But I mean, just anything, really, man. I mean, anything the coach needs me to do, I could do it. I'm not one of those type of guys like, oh, I don't play this position, so I'm not about to do it. Like, nah, I mean, because I have run into a lot of guys like that with my days of playing football, playing sports. But I mean, that just haven't never been a problem for me. I mean, I'm a dude that just naturally love the game of football. So wherever you need me to do, whatever position you need me at, I mean, I'm just go out there, give my 100%, give my all.
And that's all a coaching staff can ask for, and I'm sure that's all a coaching staff would love to hear. I asked your teammate again, as I said in the opening, just a couple days ago. I had the pleasure of speaking to your teammate Travarius Ward, a fellow defensive back there from MTSU, and his Twitter handle is it's something within it's called, I think it's like the real DBU or underscore the real DBU. And I asked him, the Middle Tennessee State. I mean, you guys have had quite a bit of success flushing out talent, especially from the defensive backfield into the NFL. I mean, obviously the first name to come to mind is Kevin Byard, an all-pro NFL safety. I really liked Jeremy Couturier coming out last year. There's also a guy, his name is slipping in my mind. He's currently on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then, you got yourself and Travarius coming out this year. I mean, should people now look at Middle Tennessee State somewhat as like a defensive back university where you can almost expect a defensive back or two to come out every year?
I feel like, of course, they should. I mean, like you just said, you just started naming a good group of guys there, So I feel like people should, but I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they wouldn't, just because of, I don't know. I really don't know why. I mean, people, they just like to go with the hype. You understand? I'm pretty sure you know. So I mean, we really don't care. People don't have to know who Middle Tennessee is, if they're DBU or not. But one thing is that if they don't know, they're going to find out, because the trend doesn't stop with me and Ward. Like, Middle Tennessee is going to have more DBs coming with years to come, back to back to back. So this is not the end of the train. The train is probably just beginning, if you ask me, because those young guys there, they still got a lot of good young guys who still have a lot of ball to be played in them and have already made a lot of plays. So, I mean, the real DBU, yes, I mean, I feel like it holds firm at MT, and a lot of people should start to respect it and realize it. But if they don't, I feel like they soon will.
How much of an impact has your defensive backs coach Steve Ellis had in this defensive back university at MT with the guys that we mentioned earlier coming out of there? How much of an impact has he had on the success that you've had with the Blue Raiders over the years?
Man, Coach Ellis had a lot of success. Honestly, he's had a lot to do with it. He was actually the coach that recruited me, came to my high school, bust his tail to try to get me into MT. So, I feel like that's all I could do is just give everything to Coach Ellis, because if it was for him, he went out to recruit me, even when I was in high school. And even when I got here, he stayed on me. He didn't just get off me like, oh, well, I got him here now, so he could do whatever he wanted to. No, once I got into school, it's like he stayed on me even harder, because he knew what type of player I was capable of becoming, and he wanted the best out of me. And just saying with all the coaches at MT, honestly, they just want the best for you. That's one thing I can say. Like, any coach at MT who they they want the best for you. No matter how you might think they look at you, no matter if you say they don't like you, I know firsthand like that they just want the best for you.
Again, we're chatting with Mike Minner Jr., the defensive back out of Middle Tennessee State University, 2018 NFL Draft prospect here on the NFL Draft Bible Players Spotlight Show. And Mike, I know that you recently had your pro day. Do you by any chance have any of the numbers that you recorded at your pro day listed off the top of your head? And overall, how do you feel you performed in front of, I believe, 22 NFL teams that were in attendance?
Yeah, I remember some of my numbers on pro day. My 40, I want to say my 40 is like 4.42. My broad was like a 9.8. My vert, I was honestly disappointed in my vert. My vert was horrible. My vert was like only a 31. I don't know what happened with me. I don't know what happened. I honestly don't. I can't say. But yeah, I was disappointed with my vert. But I actually don't remember any of my other numbers. I think I had like 8 on the bench. I think that was like that's all I can remember, honestly.
All right, no doubt. Did you were you able to meet with any teams afterwards? I mean, what's kind of the feedback that you received from teams, whether it was after your senior season at MTSU or after this pro day? What's kind of the feel that you're getting from teams and how they look at you, how they view you as a player at the next level?
Well, I have only chatted with like a few teams for like a very small amount of time, but I mean the feedback that I'm getting is that some of the coaches or some of the scouts are actually liking me. Honestly, that like my speed, my length, my size. They want me to add a little more weight though. That's one of the concerns a lot of scouts have been talking about. They want me to add a few more pounds.
Okay.
And yeah, they've been watching the film. I know before the season they were saying that they want to see me get a little more physical. But I feel like after my senior season, they probably won't push to that anymore.
I like it, man. I like it. Hey, well, playing in the Conference USA, I mean, this is certainly a conference that year after year, it seems like it's getting stronger and stronger, and people are starting to respect it more and more. If I had to ask you, who do you feel is the best player that you've played against over the years?
Over the years?
Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a player that came out of the Conference USA. It could be like an out-of-conference opponent that you played against as well, but again, I mean, this is an up-and-coming conference that I think a lot of people are starting to pay more attention to.
Yeah, probably the best player I have ever had to play against. Probably I would have to go with just from thinking off the top of my head. I probably have to go with what's his name? He left for WKU's quarterback, Brandon Doughty.
Okay.
My sophomore year, I'd probably say him. Or even Mike White. There's one thing about WKU. They always say, as long as I've been there, they've had a good set of quarterbacks, honestly. But, yeah, those probably one of the top 2 players I've had to play against since I've been in college, honestly.
Yeah, they've had a good set of quarterbacks. I even remember their receivers as well, and Jared Dangerfield or Tywan Taylor, who's now with the Tennessee Titans. Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with either Brandon Doughty or Mike White. I mean, Doughty's obviously he just got claimed by the Arizona Cardinals, I believe, and obviously Mike White's expected to hear his name called in the upcoming NFL draft. A couple more questions for you, Mike, and then we'll let you go. Really do appreciate your time. Let's say an NFL scout, you're talking to an NFL scout, and he asks you to recommend one game throughout your collegiate career for him to go back and check out. What game are you choosing for him to go back and look at?
One game, just one. I would have to say, I'd probably have to say the Bahamas Bowl my sophomore year, only because really like that's when we played Western Michigan, and I have a top 5 pick on film who I matched up with really well the whole game. So I mean, I feel like if I had to recommend any scout to my film, I'd probably have to give that, like just because let alone as a top 5 pick.
Oh yeah, Corey Davis, another wide receiver for the Tennessee Titans. So yeah, I mean, you want to show what you can do against the best of the best, and to go up against a top pick like Corey Davis, and like you said, there's some one-on-one matchups there on film. Obviously that's something they'll be very interested in seeing. Final question for you, and that is, let's say we have all 32 NFL general managers. They're tuned into this very interview. Why should they want the defensive back out of Middle Tennessee State University, Mike Minter Jr., a part of their organization?
Because I'm gonna do anything they need me to do. For one, I feel like I said, I just love the game of football, and the position change is not a big deal for me. I'm not a real big guy on just, oh, I play this one position. So, I mean, that's not a big deal. So, I mean, I feel like I can adapt and play multiple positions on the field, which will help a team out, which will also help me out with my value because I can do so many things. And also, I feel like the people in the organization and the fans are loving me because, like I said, I'm just a people person. I feel like once you get into your organization and I get settled in, I learn the defenses and stuff, or whatever you need to learn, I start to feel great. The fans will start to like me. I start to attract more fans, sell more tickets. I mean, I could be entertaining if you need me to. Like, I could do it all. But, yeah, like, I just feel like I could do it all.
Yeah, I love it,
That's
man. I love it. And that's what teams want to hear. That's what coaches want to hear. That's what scouts want to hear. That's what general managers want to hear. And that's what they just heard from Mike Minter Jr., the defensive back out of Middle Tennessee State University, getting ready for the NFL draft, less than 3 weeks away. Mike, really appreciate you taking some time this evening, and we're definitely wishing you all the best, man. Good luck.
All right, thank you.